Hello. My name is Air Marshal Sir Archie Agamemnon Badminton Squash, KFC Nairfield Bar, CNC Home Command Air Sync Plug. Now look, I've been informed by my ADC that we are to celebrate Christmas. I of course knew that, as I've already seen the Easter eggs on sale in the shops. And what better way to celebrate Christmas this year than with some festive food and some festive cheer. Now, that good sort of a man, Roberts, has stepped into the breach at short notice to show some of us his culinary skills. Is there no end to the man's talents? Where do I? It does appear there is an end to the man's talents, but hopefully not during this televisual morsel of edible tidbits. I mean, what a man can do with a sushi bazooka and some clouty dumplings is beyond compare in these hallowed halls. I've been informed that his world-famous Yuletide log can be smelt for miles, and his chopper has impressed many a young wench when viewed up close. So, without further ado, on behalf of myself and the Lady Cynthia, we would like to wish you all the very best of Christmases. I'm sure mine will involve partaking of my favourite tipple, cockburns, and it does if you stand too close to an open fire. So please, take this time to think of others. Always wear protection chasps and keep your peckers up, as the actress said to the bishop. So, keep safe, keep well. Moustache, jellied moose nose platter for tiffin. Badminton squash out. Ho, ho, ho. Marvellous.
Welcome to my home kitchen on this festive video. Today we're going to be cooking 3 recipes. First is Christmas cake, then we're going to be doing a war and peace Christmas pudding, and also apple mince pies with a my little touch. So let us begin with Christmas cake. First thing we need to do is cream, sugar and margarine. So into the bowl goes 3 ounces of sugar, or about 90 grams, and 4 ounces of margarine, that's about 125 grams. Now cut it up into small bits, it'll be easier to cream rather than a big block. That's what I always think. Some of that off. And always use a wooden spoon when creaming. And then when we get it creamed like that, another tip is when you're creaming is to use the back of the spoon and the side of the bowl, and then give it a good whisk round and get it all creamed up nicely. Okay. Into that we're going to add 1 tablespoon of golden syrup, okay, see that going in there. Lovely and sticky. Okay, and we'll get that mixed in as well. Don't forget these bits on the side. Make sure that's all mixed up well. Give it a stir. What we don't want to do is under or over cream this. So there we are. So just get a second bowl and mix up the dry ingredients. Okay, so into this second bowl we will put in 8 ounces of plain flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, of salt. And 1 teaspoon of mixed spice. Not quite a mixed one, I'm getting low. That's 1 teaspoon of mixed spice. And 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Okay, then we'll mix all that together. Mix it. Oh, I just love the smell of mixed spice. So I like baking at Christmas. Mixed spice and cinnamon. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, make sure all the ingredients are mixed well. Try not to get it over yourself like I've just done either. I am a bit of a messy baker, must admit. Okay, so now that's all mixed up. We need to mix that with reconstituted dried egg and the cream margarine. Okay, so we've got our creamed butter, sugar and syrup. Now the trick is, now don't rush this stage. So we want, there's 3 reconstituted dried eggs there. I'm going to put in about 1/3 to 1/2 of that, and then I want to mix that in a little. And then if I can manage with 2 big bowls, while I'm mixing that, I want to put in just a little bit of flour. Only a little bit, not too much. It's all come together now, it's very nice. Now we can see how it's mixing in well. Get that flour down from the side. Keep doing that. And then a little bit more reconstituted egg. Trick is not to go mad with this, because you'll splash your chef's white through your aprons, ladies. And then we'll add a bit more of the flour, just leave a little bit in there. I want to make sure that all these ingredients are mixed really well. And just really get it all mixed up there. Okay, and I think I'm about ready for the last 1/3 of the egg and the rest of the flour. Excuse me while and give it a good old mix round. Now we've got all that mixed up really good. It just looks gorgeous right now. Well, I'm not going to eat it. Now, when all that's mixed, it's time to add in our dry fruit and get our consistency. So I'll add a pound of mixed dry fruit. That's about 450 grams going in there, and then we'll want 1 teaspoon of a lemon essence. Dribble it over your dry fruit there. Okay, now this is where we put the milk rations as well. So what I'm going to do is just mix all this fruit up with this. Just get that mixed up a little, spread it around the mixture. Build your biceps up, ladies. You've got a big turkey, you'll need it. Okay, and now we want a smoother consistency, so we're just going to add a little bit of milk and get that all mixed up well. The recipe just doesn't give any sort of definite amount of milk, and this is, to be honest, while I'm filming, this is the first time I've actually done this recipe. I've only read it, so we get that good stir, get it all mixed in there, ladies and gents, of course. It's not just for women, this cooking. I know it's 1940s cooking, gentlemen, but come on, we do live in the 21st. Okay, so that's the kind of consistency I'm actually looking for. It might seem a bit thick to others, but if I had any more milk, it could be runny and come out the oven a bit dry, a bit watery, sorry, a bit moist. Right. And then into a 7-inch lined baking tin. Just get it all in there. Remember not to waste any, because of rationing. Don't want anybody fined for wasting food. There's the last bits in there. And then what I like to do is just little swirls with the back of the spoon and turn it and push up to the edge. Just get that little burn. Okay, and then trick to get down the bottom. Quick couple of taps. We're ready to go in the oven. That'll go in the oven at 180 degrees, gas mark 4, for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. But every oven's different, so check it after an hour and a half. Give it longer if it's needed to. And there we have it. Christmas cake. Back in the war, that would have been it for their Christmas cake. They would have decorated it with marzipan and icing and excuse me, Santas and snowmen and everything. Because they just didn't have the ingredients to put on. What they would do is to cover it with a cardboard box. We go crazy at Christmas, especially this year. The virus hitting us and plenty of months of events being cancelled, lockdown and all that. It's been a bit of a difficult year and we moan about it. Add on to that, everyday shopping, queuing, and the threat of being bombed. You know, later in the war by the V-bombs. But they didn't have the presents either. Now, I've got some images from the war at Christmas. And with the help of a friend of mine, Kenneth, we're going to show you a few of them right now. we have our Christmas cake done and ready for our guests. One thing we do need on Christmas Eve in my eyes is a good mince pie. This recipe we're going to do now is called apple mince pies, and it's one I've developed and created myself from historical facts and research. So let's get on and make some wartime apple mince pies. So what we have in this mixed bowl is 1 Bramley apple, a teaspoon of mixed spice, we have a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of nutmeg, 2 ounces of raisins, 2 ounces of sultanas, 2 ounces of currants and 2 ounces of candid peel. As you can see, I'm mixing it up. What I have actually done for this, which is an option, is, and I do like mince pies like this, I've added a capful of brandy into this mixture, and that just gives a bit of moisture to that. Once you've got all the ingredients in the bowl and you've got it all nicely mixed up, we'll put this to one side, drag everything down, we don't want to leave anything behind. Okay, now once that's mixed, we're going to put it to one side and we'll crack on with the pastry. The second bowl, and add 10 ounces of flour. And into that 10 ounces of flour, we shall add 3 ounces of margarine and 2 ounces of lard. And the old clean fingers in. And just rub the margarine and butter into the flour to form breadcrumbs. Then you want a little bit of water, just a little bit, and mix with a fork. Always mix your doughs with a fork. Get it all moist. There you have it. Touch it. Okay, that's okay for me. So then, once you've mixed it all up, just need to bring it up with our hands into some form of dough. Remember, don't waste any, scrape the bowl. Always scrape the bowl. See it forming up into a nice ball now. It's a little sticky, but that's fine. Okay, so I've got my surface ready. And I've got my baking tray ready. All we need to do now is to just lightly flour the surface. Take our dough and your rolling pin and roll it out. Okay, don't flip it, ladies and gents. Keep turning until you've got it to a nice thickness. Just a few rolls and turn like that, so you look that way a bit. Whoops. A bit more flour on my rolling pin. Up to daisy, never mind. Don't worry, roll that out. So actually the first time I've used this type of roll, well, this rolling pin. That should be alright. And you have a good thickness there. You don't want it too thick. Or you're going to have a soggy bottom, as they say in the trade. Right, okay, we take it into about a 3-inch cutter of your standard trade. Cut these out. Try and keep them close together. 10, 11 and 12. Okay, when you look, remove the excess pastry carefully, and we'll put that to one side for a minute. We'll get that in a bit. Then what I tend to do, which I'm going to, is I tend to use a palette knife because I find it's easier to handle the pastry, and pop them. I hope you can see this because I'm only using the one camera. And just pop them in. See you try nice and carefully. You don't need to push down. Just gently with your fingers. Just put a little dip. Doesn't take too long. These are quite easy. These are great to do with your kids, but don't add the brandy if you're making them for kids. I just like a little bit of a brandy. Yes, I've given up on the palette knife. I shall carry on like this. This is a typical day for me. It's, you're doing so much and you just try to, you know, yeah. Right, I'll just carefully with that. There we go. I'm trying to rush this because of the time we actually have. There we go. Okay. Now I know I've messed on the table, but and some of these aren't the best look, but never mind. You won't see them with the cases on, it's a bit messy, I know. The last ones are better. So then we have a tablespoon. And take about that much. Pop it into your pie like that. Fill them all up. I might have put a bit too much in them, to be honest. But, so I'm kind of rushing because we start to lose light and I haven't got much, I haven't got any studio lights here. So we'll see what we do. We can always edit it. Fill all 12 pies up and we'll come back and we'll put the tops on. Okay, once we've got them filled and we've got our tops cut out, we can just start gently pushing on the tops. I'll keep on about the smell in this kitchen today. It's just all Christmas cooking today. And it's filling everywhere up with aromas of spices and apples. It does smell, it does start to smell like Christmas. I don't ever want to sleep on it. I'm just tapping down the sides a little just to help it touch. There may be a gap in the top, but these are how they was made in 1940. The apple had in bulk because of the rationing and the difficulty of getting the sultanas and the raisins and the fruits, mixed fruits and everything. Housewives would have spent a lot of time, well, for the last 3 months they would have spent saving up their mixtures to make things like this. Okay, before they go in the oven, we'll get a sharp knife and got a bit of flour on that. And I just want to put, just gently, up through the tops of your pie cases, your pie tops. And this just allows any steam to come out. Just a bit bigger. You can twist it in if you want, but this is a sharp knife. So I'll just go all through them. That's not very centre. That'll be cook's taste. Can't give that to royalty, and there we have it. So there the pie's ready now. Apple mince pie is lovely. Now they're ready to go into a moderate preheated oven, 180 degrees centigrade or gas mark 4, and they'll go on there for around about 20-25 minutes. When cooked, take them out and put them onto a cooling tray. There we have it, my Christmas apple mince pies. They are lovely and golden and crisp, and they are just and for me, adding brandy gives that Christmas feel. You can serve these warm with cream, mock cream, brandy sauce, whatever you fancy. But they're just gorgeous, just cold as well. So it's entirely up to you how you eat them. Have a go, and I hope they turn out as nice as mine. A family Christmas Day meal is not complete without a good old-fashioned Christmas pudding and a bit of custard. So for this next recipe, we're going to do probably the most simplest Christmas pudding that I know, and this recipe is actually in the Food Facts book of 1941. So if you've got that, get over there, see if I'm doing it right. So all we have to do is mix the ingredients and steam it for a couple of hours. So let's get mixing up. Okay. First of all, we'll start off with a cup of flour, which in today's money is about 6 ounces. We'll have a cup of bread crumbs. That weighs about 2 ounces. We want half a cupful of suet, that's about 3 ounces. Half a cupful of dried mixed fruit. Teaspoon of my favourite spice, mixed spice. Then we want to get in a cupful of raw grated potato. That's about 6 ounces of potato there, and a cupful of grated raw carrot, that's about 4 ounces. And the final ingredient is a teaspoon of bicarb, which has been dissolved in 2 tablespoons of hot water. Then all we do with that is give it the good old mix. Now I have done this recipe before, and it is a very, very nice pudding. In fact, with that suet in, if you've ever had a suet pudding, you can imagine what it tastes like. Just keep mixing it up. Make sure that flour is all mixed up with the ingredients. Now it's not runny like a modern cake and oven, it is very dry mixture in there. And simplest thing is putting it into a pudding bowl. So here I have a well greased pudding bowl, and all I'm going to do is put the mixture in. There we go. Let's get that out of the way. Leave it for the kitchen assistant to wash up. And I'm just really packing it down to try and give it some formity and make sure it's up to the edge. You haven't got to really worry about it rising. This pudding we found don't really rise. Okay, it's a little bit sticky. Don't worry about your fingers, as long as your fingers are clean, you're alright there. And that's all there is to it. All we need to do now is to get it into the steamer or the pan. So let's have a look at that. It's always a good idea to get your water hot and steaming before you've done your mix, which I've done here. So all I'm going to do now is that's now simmering away. All I'm going to do is drop and carefully with the steam here. Drop that in, and then I'm going to do it the old fashioned way by covering it with a plate, and that will rattle away for 2 hours. And while that's steaming away there, I think it's time for a nice cup of tea. Yeah, we've been steaming here for about 2 hours now, so okay. Get rid of that. Now, here comes a good bit. Turning it out. Should just come out. And there we go. One wartime Christmas pudding.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Merry Christmas, everyone, from the Bluebird Belles. At the first gig of Christmas, the bells gave to me a Johnny victory. At the second gig of Christmas, the bells gave to me 2 real reindeer and Johnny on the Christmas tree. At the third gig of Christmas, the bells gave to me 3 handsome roadies, 2 real reindeer and Johnny with a turkey. At the fourth gig of Christmas, the bells gave to me 4 calling birds, 3 handsome roadies, 2 real reindeer and Johnny with a cup of tea. At the fifth gig of Christmas, the bells gave to me 5 donut rings, 4 calling birds, 3 handsome roadies, 2 real reindeer and Johnny on Santa's knee. At the sixth gig of Christmas, the bells gave to me 6 laddered stockings, 5 donut rings, 4 calling birds, 3 handsome roadies, 2 real reindeer and Johnny in the miller tree. At At the 7th gig of Christmas the bells gave to me
7 orange lanterns,
6 laddered stockings, 5 donut rings,
4 calling birds,
3 handsome roadies, 2 real reindeer, and Johnny in a bakery. At the 8th gig of Christmas the bells gave to me 8 Christmas trees,
7 orange lanterns,
6 laddered stockings, 5 donut rings,
4 calling birds,
3 handsome roadies, 2 real reindeer, and Johnny with a puppy. At the 9th gig of Christmas the bells gave to me 9 costume changes, 8 Christmas trees,
7 orange lanterns,
6 laddered stockings, 5 donut rings,
4 calling birds,
3 handsome roadies, 2 real reindeer, and Johnny in Italy. At the 10th gig of Christmas the bells gave to me 10 profiteroles, 9 costume changes, 8 Christmas trees,
7 orange lanterns,
6 laddered stockings, 5 donut rings,
4 calling birds,
3 handsome roadies, 2 real reindeer, and Johnny with an injury. At the 11th gig of Christmas the bells gave to me 1100 miles, 10 profiteroles, 9 costume changes, 8 Christmas trees,
7 orange lanterns,
6 laddered stockings, 5 donut rings,
4 calling birds,
3 handsome roadies, 2 real reindeer, and a Johnny who's glittery. At the 12th gig of Christmas the bells gave to me 12 cups of coffee, 1100 miles, 10 profiteroles, 9 costume changes, 8 Christmas trees,
7 orange lanterns,
6 laddered stockings, 5 donut rings,
4 calling birds,
3 handsome roadies, 2 real reindeer,
and a Johnny victory. Merry Christmas, ladies.
Merry Christmas, Johnny.
So there we go, cooking up the Christmas rations. If you like it, click like, subscribe, and make a comment below. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I know it's been a bit of a lengthy one, but I'd like to thank my friends for their contribution. My friends Steve McTuire, Kenneth Williams, Colin, Monty's Double, and the lovely Bluebird Belles. Thank you all so much for giving the time and the effort to send those to me. So remember, if you like this video, you want to see more, click like and subscribe. In January there'll be regular videos posted from cooking up the rations, and we're looking at dried eggs, probably the next one. And also don't forget, on the 28th we're going to do a draw to see who wins that £20 Amazon voucher. Thank you all for watching. I'm not going to leave you any longer. I'm sure you're all dying to get out and cook up your Christmas rations and get ready for Christmas. So it only leaves one thing, and that's to thank you all very much for your support this year, and I hope to see you all in 2021. So I'm going to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Cheers. And God bless. Oh, that's right, I've run out of sherry.